Nowadays, people anticipate and appreciate quick solutions to their problems. The modern era's convenience puts instant satisfaction at our fingers. Are you bored or yearning for something to do? The vastness of the internet is available for use. Even if such speed seems incredible, it raises an important question. Have we lost sight of who we really are in the race for speed? We run the risk of becoming enslaved to the very devices designed for our convenience when everything we want is only a click away. We never fully relish the present because we are always looking forward to the next experience and the next moment. We rarely pause to consider, is this who we truly are? As we rush through life. The movement of slow living is a reaction to this chaotic society. It challenges us to value and rediscover genuine experiences in addition to merely suggesting that we slow down. Consider this: a quick dinner against a meal enjoyed with family and friends, a quick conversation versus an in-depth discussion outside beneath the stars. There is a noticeable difference. Several philosophers, including Laozi and Schopenhauer, advocated for a slow-paced lifestyle, not because they were against development but rather because they loved real, meaningful experiences. Their words are more relevant than ever today. Richer, deeper connections and insights can result from taking the time to fully immerse ourselves in every experience, whether it's reading a book, having a discussion, or just taking in the environment around us. It's similar to carefully reading a book and taking in each word rather than quickly turning the pages. In his book, Walden, American philosopher Henry David Thoreau from the 19th century discusses his time spent leading a modest existence at Walden Lake, close to Concord. He underlined the value of living intentionally and at a slower pace. He thought that in order to fully feel happiness, we need simplify our lives and reject the fast-paced lifestyle of society. He said, "I chose to go to the woods in order to live intentionally, face just the core truths of life, and see if I could not learn from it in order to not, at the end of my days, find that I had not lived." Thoreau thought that we may better connect with nature and our inner selves by simplifying and slowing down in our lives. He therefore exhorted people to turn away from the distractions of contemporary life, such as materialism and technology, and to concentrate instead on the small pleasures of life, such as doing meaningful work, spending time in nature, and developing close connections with others. To give an example, picture yourself in a tranquil garden. You might hurriedly stroll through, take a few pictures, and then continue. However, if you adopted a slow life philosophy, you could sit by a pond and take in the subtle movements of the water, the sound of leaves rustling, and even the exquisite dance of the dragonflies. The garden stays the same, yet everything about your experience changes completely. Essentially, slow living has nothing to do with resisting change or downplaying the comforts of the modern world. It's about living deliberately, selecting depth over shallowness and quality over quantity. We are searching for a life that truly speaks to who we are, a life in which each moment is an experience, each experience is a treasure, and each treasure brings us one step closer to our goal. And the goal should be discovering who we truly are. We frequently find ourselves in a maelstrom of sensory overload and emotional turmoil when we live life at breakneck pace. When our days are filled with endless activities and assignments, our minds hardly have the time to unwind, think, and connect fully. Imagine being hurried from one part of a huge orchestra to the next. The trumpets, cellos, and violins are heard, but the essence of the symphony is never fully apparent. Similarly, the melodic details of life, like the gentle buzz of a breeze, the beat of a loved one's laughter, or the flavor of a freshly prepared cup of tea, may escape us when we're always on the go. Not only does haste cost us more, but it also takes a heavier toll on our mental and emotional well-being. Burnout, worry, and even hopelessness are some of the effects of never slowing down. The beauty of the present moment is eclipsed by this never-ending pursuit of the next big thing. The simple pleasures that fill our lives, joys that call for nothing more than awareness, are frequently lost on us as a result of such unrelenting desire. Pausing may seem strange in the never-ending march of progress, where the focus is on doing more, quicker. However, this quiet could be the doorway to true happiness, fulfillment, and contentment. The Greek philosopher Epicurus echoed these ideas when he praised the benefits of leading a simpler life. He believed that simple meals shared with friends brought greater satisfaction in life than elaborate feasts. He made a distinction between two kinds of pleasures: moving pleasures, such as the excitement of a roller coaster or the taste of exotic food, and static pleasures, such as the serenity found in a peaceful garden or heartfelt discussion. Epicurus's focus on static pleasures is a key component of the slow life movement. He felt that the deepest satisfaction comes from losing ourselves in long-lasting experiences rather than incessantly pursuing ephemeral moments. Essentially, slow living invites us to reevaluate our needs and seek out satisfying joys. It inspires us to base our lives on deep, meaningful moments rather than fads and highs. And in doing so, we could just discover the happiness and serenity that elude us in the hectic pace of contemporary life. The simplicity of life is frequently its beauty. The more basic the pleasure, the more real and true the fulfillment. There is a natural calm and serenity that arises within us when our aspirations are fulfilled with ease. This calm is a deeply ingrained sense of contentment rather than merely a passing feeling. Accepting static pleasure is like going for a leisurely stroll rather than a brisk run through a calm park. When you can savor the pleasure of the moment, why hurry towards something else exciting? Such joys are fundamentally about inviting us to fully engage and enjoy every moment. Going back in time, a great deal of philosophers and thinkers have stressed the value of this slow life. Like Thoreau, American philosopher John Muir valued simplicity and the beauty of the natural world. Muir's adventurous adventures, especially in the Sierra Nevada mountains, provided him with deep understanding of the relationship between the natural world and the human spirit. His teachings beg us to live in balance with nature and to fully immerse ourselves in it. We become aware of our own rhythm and essence when we experience the rhythm of nature. This attitude holds true even outside of nature hikes, drawing inspiration from the words of John Muir. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. We experience, feel, and fully live life when we slow down. We no longer just see it. A similar sentiment can be found in the ancient wisdom of Laozi, when we look towards the east. He reminded us that everything has its place in nature, even in all its grandeur, and that everything moves slowly. Everything develops gradually. It is not in a day or a millennium that the river carved this valley. Trees take years to reach towering heights. Their growth is steady and methodical. Laozi's teachings go deeply into this concept of easy action or non-activity, particularly with regard to the concept of wu-wei. It's not about doing things, but realizing that sometimes the most meaningful things are done in silence. It entails going with the flow of life's currents rather than swimming against them. Such knowledge, which emphasizes harmony and balance, is reflected in the current slow living movement. The goal is to achieve with grace, purpose, and joy rather than pushing yourself too much. It's not about achieving less. In a similar vein, one is reminded of Arthur Schopenhauer's remarkable observations. He believed that the constant desire of success in modern life serves as a barrier to true happiness. He considered in his writings that the frantic speed of life, the never-ending goals, frequently leave us exhausted and cut off from the real meaning of happiness. Without quoting him directly, his views center on the idea that we frequently wind up with nothing significant in our haste to grasp at everything. Through his introspection, Schopenhauer advises us to get under the surface of societal expectations and aspirations, to stop, look within, and discover what genuinely makes us happy. He was a firm believer in seeking out moments of peace in a world that never seems to have enough, and in searching for simplicity amid the chaos. Essentially, there is a unifying theme that runs across all of them, whether it be the philosophy of Muir, the teachings of Laozi, or the reflections of Schopenhauer. All of them extend an invitation to take it slowly, look for equilibrium, and value the small but meaningful joys in life. It might be time to stop, take a deep breath, and simply be in a world that sometimes seems to be spinning faster and faster. The thought that one must separate themselves from life's unrelenting rush and bustle in order to attain true happiness and contentment comes to mind when we discuss slow living. Examining the nature of pleasures reveals two different categories: pleasures originating from our immediate wants and desires and pleasures resulting from cerebral endeavors. Contentment derived from current demands, such as satisfying hunger or relieving thirst, is fleeting and does not guarantee long-term happiness. These kinds of joys are frequently cyclical. Once a need is met, it becomes unmet once more, leaving us constantly wanting more. On the other hand, intellectual joys, such as those derived from studying philosophy, science, or art, provide long-lasting satisfaction. They are opportunities for deep reflection and personal development rather than just passing diversion. The allure of these cerebral delights lies in their accessibility. They frequently necessitate neither extravagant expenses nor particular prerequisites, only an astute intellect and a readiness to explore deeply. Examining the Stoic teachings reveals some knowledge that harmonizes exquisitely with the slow-living philosophy. The Stoics considered peace to be the highest good in life and offered practical guidance on how to obtain it. Essentially, if one wants to find serenity, they should concentrate on doing less while making sure that anything they do is in line with their core or purpose. This has the dual virtue of bringing about serenity and guaranteeing that acts have purpose. Eliminating the things that don't really need to be done or said will help us have more time and achieve the tranquility we so often seek. This is a hint at the core of slow living. Setting priorities, concentrating on what matters, and clearing out the things that don't need to be in your life. A methodical pace not only improves the quality of our acts but also provides a more serene and meaningful life. Doing everything in a frenzy simply leads to tension. However, how can we put this theory into practice in our day-to-day lives? Living slowly doesn't have to include giving up all contemporary conveniences or relocating to a cottage in the woods. It's more about adopting an attitude. Assess your daily schedule first. Do you feel overburdened by commitments that come one after the other? Maybe it's time to tidy up your schedule. Saying no to things or occasions that conflict with your basic beliefs is a valuable skill. Always keep in mind that every yes means a no to something else, possibly something more important. Make time to deliberately disconnect from people, the environment, or yourself. These breaks can revitalize your energy and help you achieve more in your pursuits. To sum up, slow living is both an ideology and a style of life. It's about valuing quality over quantity, depth over breadth, and truly living in each moment as opposed to just getting by. In a world where progress is constantly accelerating, it could be beneficial to pause, inhale deeply, and appreciate the voyage. Undoubtedly, turning off technology is a powerful way to fully embrace the slow living lifestyle. With the advancement of technology, we are frequently plugged into our gadgets, inundated with notifications, and enmeshed in a digital communication maze in this day and age. Slow living stresses a more selective and thoughtful use of these instruments, without advocating for their total abandonment. It's simple to unplug on a regular basis, especially during meals or times of introspection. These pauses assist us in refocusing, bringing our attention back to the here and now and away from the never-ending stream of information. We'll have more time and more tranquility. As Marcus Aurelius put it, two essential components of slow living. So, how can we actually implement slow living? Is it a matter of reducing the size of our social networks, quitting a job that frequently demands excessive hours, and learning to appreciate the little things in life? What more can we do to take it easy and savor each moment of life? The concept of slow living may be incorporated into our lives in a multitude of ways. We'll look at a few real-world examples. One should start by making their schedule simpler. We can become frustrated and overwhelmed when our lives become unduly complicated and busy. You can reduce your calendar and slow down by declining obligations that don't correspond with your priorities. Putting rest and calm first, and pausing when necessary. Another way we may slow down is by unplugging from technology. Slow living encourages us to embrace technology improvements thoughtfully, even while it doesn't reject them. The mental exhaustion that technology frequently causes can be soothed by this retreat. Still, cutting the connection is insufficient. Mindfulness exercises can fill that emptiness and have a significant positive impact on our well-being. By stressing total immersion in the work or experience at hand, mindfulness helps us stay anchored in the here and now. Practices such as yoga and meditation are not only physical or mental workouts, but also doors to this awareness of the present moment. Consistent practice leads to a heightened awareness of our environment, feelings, and responses, which improves our sensitivity to the ups and downs of life. Walking with awareness is another form of exercise. The goal is to savor the journey more than the destination, to appreciate the sound of leaves rustling, the feel of bark, the interaction of light and shadow, and the countless sights and sounds that nature has to offer. It has been demonstrated that this kind of immersion greatly reduces stress and improves well-being. The attraction of the fast lane can be strong, especially in a society that frequently exalts efficiency, speed, and multitasking. But the global pace frequently leaves us feeling exhausted, disengaged, and unsatisfied. Slow living, on the other hand, provides a more fulfilling experience. We find that less is more when we make the decision to live life more fully and intentionally. We discover the delights of genuine connection, being present, and the basic yet profound satisfaction of simply existing via it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more thought-provoking videos.